Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Puck and Stuff podcast. This is another tier list for ya, good old eyes to behold. This episode is sponsored by, American Dream, as I almost butchered that intro. I feel like I just did, but anyways, how are you feeling, D-Dog?
American Dream, and after that intro, I feel amazing.
Hey, we just got to keep going, eh?
And you got to keep going. But guys, this is our final episode of the top 10. Obviously, now we're on the top 10 goalies, as you see right here. And this list will actually just go as it always does. We rank from 10 to 9, 8 to 7, 6 to 4, 3 and 2, and number 1. Obviously, you'll see a tier list right now. And ba-boom, we'll head right into this list. D-Dog, who's number 10?
Okay. Man, this is going to give me some hate. I put Ilya Sorokin at number 10.
Huh. All right.
Yeah, and I think the reason why is because the Islanders just had a bit of a struggle this season. But, I saw it more as a 1A, 1B situation with him and Varlamov, but Sorokin is a great goaltender and will have really good, strong performances the next few seasons to come. But I just feel like there's just up here on the list that there's just some more predominant goalies that I just would prefer to have, honestly, on my team.
Honestly, that's very fair. My number 10 was a little bit different. I had Jake Onger.
Okay.
Jake Onger, very young player, 23 years old. He's played 48 games. He had a goals against average 2.53 with 914 save percentage, 1 shutout. He's the youngest goaltender on this list, and I gotta give a lot of props to this guy. He has tons of potential in this league, but maybe he got a little bit higher on this list just because of what he did to Calgary in that first round and gave us all heart attacks. But do I believe he deserves to be on this list? Yes, but I think he's number 10 compared to the rest of the goalies here.
Good to know then.
Good to know. So the NHL put Marc-Andre Fleury at number 10. Yeah, who's your number 9?
Well, mine was Jake Oettinger. So, simple as this, the performance that he had against Calgary is par none amazing, phenomenal. There's not enough words to describe how damn good he was. He was literally the only reason why that team didn't get 5 games.
Literally.
Simple as that. Now, the thing is that he did have strong performances, of course, in the regular season, but nothing compared to the playoffs. I guess needed to see a little more than just one season. But he keeps playing like that after this next season. He is going to be up in the top 5. Easily. No questions asked. It's just because it feels like we just got a sample taste. But man, there is already we're giving credit to where it's due for him. But man, he's just going to get better. Yeah, but this already proves how hard this list is because of how good all these goalies are. You can really just kind of switch them around, right?
And my number 9 actually was Fleury.
Okay.
56 games played, 2.90 goals against average, and 908 save percentage, 4 shutouts. He is the oldest guy on this list, and he's still up there. And I give so much respect for what this guy did in Pittsburgh, and then he tried in Chicago. Obviously, it didn't work in Chicago, so we went to Minnesota, contender. He still tried keeping up his playoff streak of staying on a contending team, which I respect. And I love Fleury. I really do. But just compared to the level of what these other goaltenders have, I just think is nothing compared to what he is now, which is really sad because if Fleury was still in his prime, totally different scenario, but I think he deserves number 9 on my list.
Yeah,
but
okay.
The NHL did put Jake Onger at number 9.
Okay.
So what I'll do here with you is I'll put Sorokin at 10, and then I'll put Onger at 9.
Okay,
how about that?
For sure.
Yes. And then I'll also give you the honor of doing number 8.
All right, so my number 8 was, like you just saying, Marc-Andre Fleury. But Fleury had still a great season, especially for his age. Yeah. It wasn't as outstanding as some of these other ones. But of course, just with how he is as an actual goalie himself, he's a lot. I feel like his numbers could have been dwindled because, all right, at the start he was with the Blackhawks and then went to the Minnesota. He did take Cam Talbot's spot, although I felt that Cam Talbot didn't really need a replacement, so that seemed kind of odd. But Fleury had his moments of greatness. It could just be the team. Some games with Minnesota, it was a little struggle, but ultimately, especially like we said, for his age, man, Fleury has just been playing outstanding in that regards, and it's just crazy to see. And I love it, right? It's like still like this is like a childhood this is a childhood player, right? Like watching from when we were kids, still in the league and still being able to dominate at a level that elite. So great to see, but that's why I put him at 8.
Honestly, I might agree because I put him at 9 for me. But hey, for my number 8, I actually decided to put Connor Hellebuck.
Okay.
66 games played. He won 29, lost 27. Goals against average 2.97 with 910 save percentage, 4 shutouts, age 29. I based most of this why I put him at 8, mostly because of what Winnipeg is, because I know Connor Hellebuck. We've talked about Connor Hellebuck in Winnipeg a few times on here, but Connor Hellebuck is still a great goaltender. He did kind of have a slump here, but what Winnipeg could potentially be next year is kind of in the same position they were this year. And I don't exactly expect a better season or a worse season again. Like I said before, it kind of is based on his performance of next season, what could happen. But that's why I have him lower on my list. I obviously expect more from him, but that's why he lands at number 8 for me. And for the NHL did put Frederik Andersen at number 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's low on this list.
All right. So my number 7 was Vancouver Canucks goaltender Thatcher Demko.
Oh.
Now, same thing with Ottinger there. I would say even Sorokin. Give it a few years, they're going to be in that top 5. I really do love Thatcher Demko in his game, especially ever since that 2020 bubble playoff run that the Canucks had a little bit.
Yep.
He played absolutely phenomenal, but I think he still played outstanding, especially with this team that Vancouver is still... they're still playoff contenders, but they're not quite there yet, 100%. I do think that they are a better team this year on paper than they were last year, especially with the addition of Mikheyev, and I think Kuzmenko is going to be a great player. So I think that's all possible. But I think Demko backing up that team is just going to be perfect. Demko is just good. Like, he really can steal games, and he always steals games when you don't want him to as a Flames fan, because it's when we play them or we need Vancouver to lose for some Pacific Division seeding reasons, right?
Very
but
fair.
Demko is phenomenal, and he'll definitely go to the All-Star game again this year.
The NHL had at number 7 Connor Hellebuck.
Okay.
And what I'll do here is we'll put Fleury at 8. You want Demko at 7?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
Who did you put as your number 7?
I'll put Demko at 7, and with Demko and how Vancouver is looking is actually really good, because if you look at Demko right now, 64 games played, 33 wins, 22 losses, 2.72 goals against average, 915 save percentage, 1 shutout at the age of 26. A lot of potential and talented goaltender here for Vancouver. Yeah. And honestly, they've been looking for a guy like this since Roberto Luongo.
Yeah, very much so, yeah.
And obviously, how Vancouver is looking as a whole right now is a very young, hungry team that's obviously going to come out of the Pacific hard this year, and it's going to be nuts watching this team. Oh my God, that division's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be terrifying.
Pacific is going to be pretty crazy. I mean, I really do feel like there's 5 teams that are going to battle it out.
It's going to be
and that's
nuts.
just going to be right down to the wire, game 1 to game 82. And I'm excited for it.
Me too, but I think it really starts with this young team with Demko, and that's why I did have them lower on my list, and I think I'm fine with being right there. So I'll also give you the honors of number 6.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, of course.
So my number 6 was Connor Hellebuck. Now,
all right.
Okay, so I can kind of see if people think I put him too high or too low in some sense. Let me explain this in my own thoughts. I think Hellebuck, for what he did this season, was great under the circumstance of how the team performed. To me, he carried this team. If they didn't have Hellebuck, Winnipeg would have lost way more games, bro. You never know. Maybe they would have got Nemec in the draft, right? Yeah. No, I don't think they were that bad. But ultimately, Hellebuck can still stand on his own, and he can carry and win games. now when Winnipeg can ultimately get their crap together and get a team rolling that doesn't have locker room problems and can start winning games, man, with Hellebuck at the hold, it's going to be something else, right? So, it sucks that Hellebuck is kind of in that position right now with the team, but because he really is that good of a goaltender. He's phenomenal. He's easily going to be the first goalie for Team America when the World Cup comes, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's just that good.
Very.
But I feel like this season didn't get as much talk as he should have, but I can see why at the same time. But that's why I put him at number 6.
Honestly, fair. So I did say my number 6 was Demko, and I'm actually okay that you did put Hellebuck above Demko right now, because honestly, Hellebuck does deserve that recognition, and I will stick with that. I'll stick with Hellebuck at 6, and for number 6, the NHL did put Demko.
Oh yeah.
My number 5 is UC Saros.
Okay.
So 67 games played, 38 wins, 25 losses, goals against average of 2.64, 918 save percentage, 4 shutouts at the age of 27. He's a big reason why Nashville has been pushing as hard as they have and still a contender, because I'm not going to lie, I saw them kind of starting to fall since Rene retired and
too good right now.
he's just too good right now. Oh, underrating Trey. What a legend. But anyways, with the situation with Saros, he had an amazing season. He almost played 70 whole games, and he's an outstanding goaltender for Nashville, which it needed. So that's why I was confident enough to put him at 5. That's why I was confident enough to put him at 5.
Okay, so I kind of switched it. I laughed because I just kind of where I put this one goalie back. I'm going to switch it now, and I'll explain why. So Freddie Anderson's my number 5.
Wow.
And it's not that I love Freddie Anderson. I really do think that in some sense he's underrated. I feel because of his injury and how long he was out for, if he was able to perform, like, because he didn't really play in the playoffs and stuff, right? So if he was able to and stuff, I think he'd be like even higher.
Fair enough.
I love Anderson. I had him on the fantasy. Maybe that's where it comes from, but he wins game. But I really do think that like he has solidified with the Canes to be just such an outstanding team, especially on that back end. Right? Like,
that is very true.
And I think Anderson didn't get enough credit as he deserved in Toronto, and he was finally getting it in Carolina before he got injured. But he was playing with consistent numbers the entire season before he got injured, and everything to me was just working with him until, like I said, the injury. So without that injury, he could even be higher. But man, Anderson is seriously still good, and I can't wait to see. Like, I think he would still be a good fantasy pick for this year when he gets better, because I'm not sleeping on Carolina this year again, even though I keep saying that, and then they don't do anything past the second round. But yeah, that's why I put him at number 5.
So the NHL put Sorokin at number 5.
Okay.
My number 4 was Frederik Andersen.
Okay.
So this was kind of my thing with it. So we played, the injury did kill it. He only played 52 games, but just what he did in the 52 games blew my mind. He won 35 games, lost 14, put up goals against average of 2.17, a 922 save percentage.
Just crazy
with
stats.
four shutouts.
Okay, well, I get why no one was talking. Okay, no one was talking about it, but more people should have been talking about it. But I understand because of another certain goalie that we know what's going to be talked about here.
Exactly, but like for the most part of the season before his injury, he was a big talk in the Vezina candidates situation.
It was literally him, Markstrom, Shesty.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why especially going into what could possibly go to next season with him being completely healthy, hopefully he doesn't get injured again, but what Frederik Andersen did last season and could potentially do this season is why I kind of put him a little bit higher.
So my number 4 is Jacob Markstrom. So you're a little shocked about this. I'll get into my top 3. All right.
God, you.
This proves I'm not a biased Flames fan. So there you go. But that's why I did it.
Even though you should be in this situation.
No. I love Markstrom, man. I really do. But I put him at number 4. He deserves to be in the top 5 though. He had a great season. All right. Just don't look at that Edmonton series. That was literally, statistically, his worst week ever as a professional goalie in the NHL.
It really
ever.
was.
And that was crazy. But, watching the full season, this team didn't really need to be carried right? Because our team was strong, both in the defensive and offensive side, because we play with structure. But Markstrom could even just play, like, he always had a solid game. There's a few mistakes that he had, a few blooper reels, but you come back with in the next game or next day or whatever with a strong performance. He just played so well. He was very calm under the pressure in most of the games besides that Oilers series. But I'm just excited. That's why I love having Markstrom in that, man. And the amount of shutouts he got, he was well deserved. Like even some of those games where it wasn't that many shots when you got the shutout. Remember, you don't get a lot of shots, but if you haven't faced a shot in the last 5 to 10 minutes, and then you get one, that kind of comes out of nowhere. You got to prepare yourself, get ready for it mentally. It happened a lot, and you know what? I think there's a bit of adversity that he overcame. And I'm just excited to I'm glad that he is a Calgary Flame and is for the next few years. But yeah, that's why I put him at number 4, and I just can't wait to watch him get even more shutouts come this season with the Flames.
So, the NHL website put Jacob Markstrom at number 4.
Oh, okay.
So what I'll do is, I want to discuss this first, but what I'll do is put Frederik Andersen at 5. But I want to talk about my number 3 first.
For sure, okay.
My number 3 was Markstrom.
Okay.
I think Markstrom, not trying to be a biased Flames fan or anything, kind of am in this sense, but deal with it. If you take out the fact of what he did with the Oilers, yeah, it was a little bit of his kryptonite, but suck it up, oh well. It's one freaking series, he'll move on. But dude, what he did in the freaking season with us, 63 games played, 37 wins, 15 losses, 2.22 goals against average, 9.22 save percentage, 9 shutouts at the age of 32. That was his best season as a goaltender. And he was with Vancouver for the most part. And it was unbelievable to me that we haven't seen that since Kipper Soft. That was what hit me the most and why I'm trying to fight you to put him in the top 3. That is why I'm fighting you for this.
And that is a good point. I mean, especially too because him playing in a system where Sutter will literally ride his main number 1 goalie out till he loses a limb. And he still played that well with playing that many games. It was 72 games he played this season, right?
72 games. He's 63 games.
63 games. Felt like 72 games when he played, but yeah, it's crazy, right?
It was Saros.
He was outstanding. He really was an outstanding goalie, but. My number 3 was UC Saros, and I gotta say, man, I love UC Saros, man. I got a bit of he's damn good, bro. He's gonna get a Vezina eventually. He's gonna get a Vezina. He's so good. I think it was Hedman who said this. He was asked during the media tour or whatever. If I'm correct, it was Hedman. But someone was asked about Saros and literally said he's the backbone of that team. Plain and simple, he's just that good. It's true. He's a plain and simple backbone, and it's amazing. Like the Rangers. Lundqvist comes out, someone comes in. Nashville. Pecorine comes out. UC Saros comes in. It's like you haven't missed a step, right? And just got a goaltender that strong. But Saros is absolutely phenomenal, and he's going to get even better. And that's what I hate because, yeah, Nashville, when they get their crap together and, solidify their bottom 6 on their forward and, add a little bit more defensive depth to help out with Roman Yossi. Yeah, Nashville is going to be damn good. Very much be thanking Saros for a lot of wins that he steals. That is steak dinners, I think.
That is very true. So,
but you know what? You can put Markstrom at 3. That's fair.
Okay.
I just think. You know what? Maybe I don't know. Does Saros have a better season than Markstrom? I don't know.
It's really hard. It's really back and forth.
I just put Saros because, man, I really do think he's that good. He is leveled up there with this number 2 that I'm putting with.
That is true, but I still think Markstrom has that capability to be a top 3 goaltender right now, especially just alone on... nothing against Saros. Saros is literally the backbone of Nashville, but I just don't see the success that Calgary's had if Markstrom wasn't in the talk of it.
But what about Nashville? I think it's the same story with Nashville, because they still were, playoff contenders, right?
Yeah, to a sense. They did versus Colorado first, and then...
They did get swept. That
was the big difference. All right, and we're back. So basically, what I got is the NHL said at number 3 was Saros.
Okay,
so we jump to who's number 1, T-Dog? Who you got at number one?
My number one is, and it probably comes to no surprise, but Andrei Vasilevsky.
Yep.
And it just...
Obviously.
Ultimately, it's just because what he's been able to do with the Lightning team. Now, there's a lot of people who do say because, well, the Lightning are just stacked offensively and defensively, that's why. But it's what I've been saying the entire year. Tampa can outscore, outdefend, and outgoaltender. And right on the days where they're not scoring as much and they're tired and stuff, Vasilevsky can just completely steal games. He's a brick wall and solid. And he carries his weight every single game, it feels like. There's a reason why they went to the finals 3 times, and Vasilevsky is literally probably like, if it was like a pie chart, he's like that big of a piece.
Exactly.
He's freaking massive. And it's been like, it's amazing because like, what if this team, like, let's say like if Vassy got injured in one of these playoff runs, do they make the finals? I don't think they make the finals that year if that happened.
No.
I think that's how damn good he is. He right now is the best goaltender in the NHL and in the world. Period. Right now, as we speak right now. And of course it might change eventually, but right now, best in the world.
Honestly, I gotta agree. Just looking at his stats right here, 63 games played, 39 wins, 18 losses, 2.49 goals against average, 916 save percentage, 2 shutouts. That's just unbelievable.
That's just great numbers.
Unbelievable numbers by this guy. And like you said, best in the world. And Tampa wouldn't be in the situation it is, going to 3 cups for a reason.
But you know what it is too? It's just it's the consistency. Like, I don't ever like. It feels like I never see him go through a slump.
No, you don't. That's the insane
It's
part.
just crazy. Like they'll lose games, but it's not like he's at a slump where he's like letting in 4 consistently or, just a few softies. Like, no, it seems consistency for the past 4 years kind of thing, 3-4 years.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. And I do have to give a lot of credit for Igor, who is number 2 on this list.
Shesterkin, 100%.
And absolute nuts. 53 games played, 36 wins, 13 losses, 2.07 goals against average, 9.35 save percentage with 6 shutouts at 26 of age. Insane season. He deserved the Vezina for that.
It was so funny because before this season, I'm like, okay, New York's got a 1A, 1B situations. Perfect, right? You play Georgiev's like half the games. You play Shesterkin. I did not realize Shesterkin was this good. Always going to be this good. He solidified him as the number 1 starter like right off the get-go. Man, did he have a crazy good season. He is going to be he's probably going to be in Vasilevsky's spot there come 3-4 years, right? He's probably going to lead the Rangers to a Cup Finals. I think it's very possible.
I wouldn't
He's
be surprised.
so good. Especially how young he is too, right? Like, and that's why I think him and Saros, to me, him and UC Saros are so very similar in that sense. Just because of their age and they're in their prime kind of thing. But man, young for a goalie, I guess, right? But what a season!
Unbelievable
So
season.
good. He was so good, man. Like, the hype was actually, as much as the NHL loves to hype things and it not really be that, they kind of overhype things. Nah. Shesterkin's hype was well-deserved.
Well-deserved by
all
this
throughout the season. He was just that good, man.
Well-deserved by this goaltender. He deserved the Vezina this year, but just overall, best goaltender in the world, it is Vasilevsky.
And he literally only lost to Vassy.
Yeah, that's...
Right? Like, that's so, like, look at that.
I would be like, you know what? That's valid. There's a reason why I said that Tampa and the Rangers would probably end up running the East this year. And hey, guys, that's our list. That's our top 10 goalies, and that's the end of our series. I hope you guys did like what we did here. I hope you guys enjoyed what we actually did for our list here as well. I'll go back to normal. And hey, guys, I did hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I hope you guys to subscribe. T-Dog, you got any last words?
All right, well, like what B-Dog said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave it in the comments what you guys think. If we were right, wrong, what would you guys do for your tier list? And hey, it's almost regular season time, baby. So we'll get our predictions, though, and then we'll be good to go for that. Anyways, catch you doing Tyreek Hill peace signs in the free world. Talk to you later.
See ya.
Peace.
Peace.